All right, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
We the brothers from Great Millstone Atlanta Church coming back into the spirit with another lesson. But always, first and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha, Kodash. Also, double honors to our elders and apostles who rule and teach us well. And peace, love, and salutations to those that push His word in truth and sincerity. And the title of this video is Esau's Enterprise is being dismantled as he builds it. Because what we're witnessing across the world is the nations that Esau once had control over are now starting to turn against him. You know, all of his enterprises are falling apart. And although he may think in himself that this is his plan, it's really spiraling out of his control. So the brother Anab, you want to go ahead and open with that?
Khan, this is Job 5:12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
Yeah, so the Lord is this devil think that he's putting together these crafty councils, his councils, all of his little UN meetings and World Health Organization meetings, and he's putting together this master plan to basically what he's really trying to do is get back his birthright, that was supplanted from him, that was never his in the first place. But he's trying to take over the earth, so to speak, and rule all over the nations, right? But as he's doing this, as he's putting it together, he's gripping one thing and losing grip on another, and before you know it, he's not going to have any might to grip on anything. So as this devil is doing all of these things, the Lord is causing things to fail right in front of his eyes. Y'all brothers got it?
I got that definition of enterprise. Just a basic definition. It says a project or undertaking, typically one that is difficult or requires effort. Now we know Esau with his World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab. Now he got his daughter on the scene. This bitch telling us, it's going to be climate lockdown. Well, no shit, Sherlock. We already knew it was going to be climate lockdowns. All right, it's going to be difficult because it's going to be difficult for Esau because he's the wicked. He's only here to be wicked. All right, he's not to fulfill his new world order. And also says in Matthew the 12th chapter that Satan is divided against Satan. So right now, what's happening is you got these different upper echelon Edomites, the top vacant families, there's list of luminaries, and they're fighting, man. You can see it every day when you see this news, man. They're scrambling.
Yeah, so I'm gonna play like two videos, and just to show how these not only are these nations, not only is Esau losing his enterprise, but at the same time, the nations that he once had total control over are bucking up against him. They're truly bucking up against him really hard, and they're publicizing it, right? So the very first video I'm gonna play is the president of Niger, and how he pretty much telling Esau, the French, like, hey, you can come up in here if you want to. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, and I'm gonna play this video. And if y'all brothers want to chime in at any time, Baba Gasha, please do so.
God, I got a quick precept. Before I get into it, the reason why Africa and Niger and these other African nations are bucking like the way they are is because they know how Esau get down. So I got Micah chapter 2 verse 2, and it says, "And they cover fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, and even a man in his heritage." So hey, man, they already know how Esau get down, man. So they already ready for whatever, Esau about to come with, these European and Western nations, man.
Right. And as the brother had brought out, they covet fields and their heritage, and they take them by violence, right? And what is Esau threatening to do? Oh, you don't want to give us what's rightfully yours? You want to try to take your heritage back? Okay, we're gonna run up in there. We're gonna try to take it by force with violence, And that's Esau's MO, man. Everything that he does it the only power he has is through deceit and violence. That's it. Okay, he can't get it. Like, if you look at the reign of King Solomon and righteousness, a lot of nations willingly wanted to become tributaries to King Solomon because of how righteous he was, and their nation prospered because of his wisdom. But if you look at the conditions of the rulership of Esau, right, through taking everything through fraud and violence, look at the state of the world. I mean, the fish are literally jumping out the water. That is the ruler of this. How can a fish drown? You're getting reports that they're saying that the fish are drowning because there's not enough oxygen in water, so the fish are suffocating. How can that be?
Mm-hmm.
How can that be? But I'm gonna go ahead and play this video.
Good evening. This message is for the EU. My name is President Obonjo of Laughter Republic. I am not going to mince my words. I understand that the EU is threatening to send troops to Niger. I totally condemn this action. I won't mince my words, and I will not repeat my words. The EU is threatening Africa. The EU that can't take care of its own backyard. The EU that Britain left because of maladministration and corruption.
Mind if I say something?
Go ahead.
Now, this man is talking about the EU is coming to these African nations. Now, we know that Sweden and Finland is set to join the EU, not only to fight Russia, but only fight these African nations because Vladimir Putin is making a lot of visits to Africa, as you've seen recently through the news. He's going to South Africa. He's going to these other countries doing treaties. So that's not just for Russia. The European Union has to deal with these African nations as well. And Vladimir Putin is like I call Vladimir Putin Master P. You know what I'm saying? Make him say, you know what I'm saying? He's Master P, man. He making backdoor deals with these African nations because it tells you that in Ezekiel 38th chapter, he's making deals with Libya and Ethiopia and whatnot. So he's doing backdoor deals with these other African nations because they're coming to him like, look, at the end of the day, these other heathen nations, they're fighting against other heathen nations and pacts and whatnot, man. So we know we're at the end, man.
That's right. Continue on.
Threatening Niger. How dare you threaten the continent, that great continent of ours? Let me tell you right now, we will make sure the African Union, the AU, rather than the EU, I won't repeat myself, the AU, rather than the EU, the African Union will be ready to defend Africa. EU has no jurisdiction over Africa, talks less of Niger. You cannot, in any shape or form, EU, try and use the words trying to protect democracy, freedom of speech, and so on and so forth.
All right, so I'm gonna hit it there. My brother could grab Isaiah 25:7.
And I got it. And this is Isaiah 25 and verse 7, and it says, "And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations."
See, so what Esau for a time had the nations under a spell, man. He had the nations thinking that he was that guy, for quite a long time. But the Lord said that he's going to remove that. And that's exactly what you're seeing right now. Everyone is seeing Esau for who he is. The damn devil, okay? The dirty, grimy devil, the untrustworthy devil that he is. And that's why he said, you ain't gonna be able to come in here with we're trying to save you by giving you democracy or free speech and things of that nature. We know your game plan, man. We know your playbook now because you're a one-trick devil. You do the same thing over and over again. You take the same thing and repackage it in a different box, and And after you receive enough gifts, you're like, man, this is the same shit, man. I don't want this. And that's exactly what's happening with other nations, because the Lord is removing that covering cast. He's showing the nations your secret parts, man. He's showing the nations that your wickedness. And if now if you wanted to get the revelation on the bottomless pit before we pull up this next video.
Yeah, Con, I got you. Right quick. Could a brother could you I'm gonna read this right quick before I bring this out. This is
first thing that
you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, this is Jeremiah 51 and 7. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. And you other nations, you aren't innocent. All right, now, to the spirit, the priest Jacob that extrapolated to the spirit that some of these African nations could be Jakes. We are scattered due to what happened in 70 AD. All right, these could be Israelites that are tired of Esau, just like we tired over here in the Western Hemisphere. But some of these got to be the heathen nations. They've drunk of the wine of the wrath, the fornication of Babylon the Great, and now they're just mad as hell. All right, but you're just as guilty as well. That's why you got to go into slavery, right? I'm gonna bring out this Revelation chapter 20.
And if I could say, Baba Kushal, because these other nations like Africa, some of these countries like Niger, man, they have very valuable resources, man. And these other Esau, he exploit these nations, man, and leave them with nothing, man. All right, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there was like a mining company that was over there that was sold for, I think, at least like 11 something. All right, if I'm not mistaken, 11 million or something like that, and they only gave the people that lived in that country about 2 million, if I'm not mistaken, man, out of it. But hey, these countries are getting exploited, man. So they're sick of it, man. So that's the reason why they want to go to a country like Russia, because they're tired of being oppressed, man.
This is Revelation chapter 20, starting at the top. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Verse 3, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loose a little season. And that's going into Esau being a little season. Now, this goddamn devil started coming around the late 1300s to the 1400s. So roughly, this nigga is only been ruling for 800 years. The Lord is not going to give him another 200 years to meet, because the scripture said one day to the Lord is 1,000 years. There's no way that the Lord is going to give this nigga another 200 years. You can see how the earth is going right now to know that this man is not going to have 1,000 years. The Lord is not going to give this nigga 1,000 years. All right. The bottomless pit represents Europe, because they have no resources. All these Brits out here, we got this imported tea. There's a lot of imports going on in Europe because they have no natural resources. They get a lot of teas. They always say the food sucks in Great Britain. You know what I'm saying? So they have no natural resources in that land. But when we get in that land, it's going to flourish, just like it did when we ruled the Dark Ages. When this goddamn devil's ruling, you see the people mourning, and the earth is mourning, man.
That's right. As the scriptures say, when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn, but when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Roughly paraphrasing that, man. And who's in rule right now? The wicked. Everybody's having a hard time, man. Everybody all across the world. How could that be? And even the subject, even Esau is having a hard time with Esau. That's crazy. That everybody that's under your foot is having a hard time living because you agree, man. You know, as it says in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, you cannot be satisfied, and it's as death, man, because death always wants more, man. Always wants more. And that's Esau. He always wants more. You can't be satisfied. I was in an Uber the other day, and I was talking. I was driving somebody, and I was I was talking to him, and he said, man, these corporations just never have enough. He said, and he literally said this. He said they have more than your heart can wish, and yet it's not enough for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ain't that what the scriptures say? He got more than his heart can wish,
Right.
you know, and he still want more. But I'm gonna go ahead and play this video because this is what they were doing over in Africa. Now I ain't saying that, you know, I'm for Africa, as the brother said. Hey, y'all other nations got to get y'all's too, because y'all trusted in this devil, and y'all went on his side to help oppress us. So y'all got to get y'all's too. You know, just because it's backfiring on y'all don't mean that you don't get your reward for doing what y'all did to the Israelites. You know.
Right.
So let's see.
I can say too, before you get that video, man, you know, these Edomites, this man was griping about the EU. You can't forget about a lot of these test runs that they be doing in Africa amongst our people that's scattered amongst these Hamites, man. They be doing these trials. You know, the CDC is in Atlanta, but you know goddamn well they over there in Africa with Kill Gates over there experimenting on our own people, man. And you know, these are Jakes. They Jakes are Hamites regardless. They're tired of this Western way of life. They're tired of democracy. I'm sure there's probably McDonald's or Starbucks over there in some countries in Africa. They're tired of the LGBTQ zesty movement. We got to keep it PG-13. You brothers and sisters know what zesty means. They're tired of these ways of America, democracy. They're tired of the women getting out of order. Hey, because the nigga woman is running out of order in Africa too, man. All right? They're tired of the American way of living, and they're fed up with it, man.
Right, bro. I know you just made me think of something that happened to me earlier, but you know, we go into that. I you know, just roughly going over it. I was, you know, because I drive for Uber. I met a chick from South Africa, and she was an Israelite. And I asked her, I said, well, how long you been in the States? She said 4 years, bro. And let me tell you something. She had N-Dub vibes all on her. I'm like, with the fake lashes, the fake hair, the skin tight leggings on, the fake nails, and I'm like, damn, this place has a hella influence. You only been over here 4 years, and you picked it up like that.
That lets you know that America. That lets you know that America's Babylon the Great. It's not the freaking Vatican, man. Nobody's getting their influence from over there in Italy at the Vatican, man.
Right.
You're right about that, bro. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play this real quick. 3, 2, 1.
First thing the new government did was ban the export of their gold to France, as they believed export France while the people suffer. This will be a problem for France as one of the homes of France empowered by great financial. Can you imagine? Almost is powered by and that same country is the second largest country in the world. It doesn't just end there. Over 80% lack access to electricity where France enjoys this. Gold is precious metals in the world. Every country wants to accumulate as much gold as possible. The more gold, the bigger GDP and richer your country. France gets more from the African countries including Nigeria, which just made its source of power, source of money. This has made France and President Macron gave them some rules. France has that it will retaliate its interest in the region is threatened as
You might want to stop right there, bro.
the French embassy in
Yeah, I got you, bro.
Now you got this guy Macron, with you know, this guy's a fucking clown and a sodomite. All right, like this guy's Zelensky in Ukraine. You people think that these people are stand-up people? They're just puppets. They're crash test dummies of the Bacon families. And second, I'm gonna say that they're always blaming France. Well, last month France was trying to get into the BRICS nations meeting in South Africa. So France, they might acquiesce and be an ally of these African nations, man, because everybody's going to turn on Babylon the Great. So you might see some alliances where France might try to do a little fake ass apology to these African nations for their colonialism, because they're still the goddamn devil at the end of the day. But at the end of that, they're all coming against Babylon, like it says in Revelation 17 and 16. Even the allies of the United States are coming up against, Babylon the Great. So these other Edomite nations on abroad, who knows? The Lord could have it to where they kiss and make up with these other heathens, but the main objective is Babylon the Great. They are tired of America and its influence on the people, man. So they might have not been homeboys, but they might click up and gang on these American nations because it's according to biblical prophecy.
Mm-hmm. I have a quick precept too.
Go ahead, bro. Bring it out.
This is Jeremiah 50 and starting at verse. Give me a second. Starting at verse 9, it reads, "For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly." All right, which is a multitude of nations. Okay, a big gathering. It says of great nations. So there it is right there. So it's going to be an assembly of great nations coming against Babylon, which is America according to the Bible. Okay, so continuing on, it says assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken, because over here in America, she's known as a virgin. All right, America is known as a virgin because it never, got touched, so to speak. All right, but in this case, it's going to get touched as the brothers were going into all these other nations. Eventually, according to prophecy, it's in the Bible. All right, you believe us or not, okay? But according to the Biblios, the collection of books, these events is going to happen. All right, these other great nations, because they are great. Look at what they're doing today. Okay, that's a great thing on what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. Believe it or not, But there's going to be multiple nations. They're going to be great, and they're going to come against Babylon the Great, man, which is America. Continue.
Oh. I was going to say, Baba Kashai, it mentions that too. Just in Ezekiel chapter 38, if I'm not mistaken. It talks about Russia being a big brother to these smaller countries.
Yep.
Supplying them weapons and things of that sort. And the Lord is going to stir Russia up to come against this place that the brother was mentioning. But I just
because we did a lesson on this almost a year ago, how Russia has a relationship with Ethiopia, Iran, Turkey. Who else? The other nations, Iran, Ethiopia, Libya.
Yeah, it's new alliances. Yeah, I can't really think about right now.
They just linking up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's all a part of a spiritual chess game.
That's right.
Which is a part of a bit major event, a part of prophecy, man. Okay. Now, continue. Oh, you got it.
I was gonna say, forgive me for my vulgarity, but the virgin daughter of Babylon is gonna go from being touched to being not being touched to being ran through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's what Jeremiah 50 and 9 was going into. So I'm gonna continue on. It says, set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken, which the brother just mentioned. America soon is going to be taken and consumed by the spirit and the jealousy of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, build those nuclear thermal fire, those missiles, and those chariots. All right, that the whole world even call UFOs. Continuing on, it says their arrows. There it is right there. Okay. And typically when it says arrows, it's speaking about the missiles. Mm-hmm. It's not actually talking about an actual arrow. Imagine me being in Hong Kong somewhere with a bow and arrow trying to aim it towards America. You think it's going to hit over here? Okay, so no, it's talking about the missiles. Okay, it says their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man, because it takes an actual advancement to create something, all right, an instrument for it to hit all the way over here, man. Okay, that's why the scripture says, my spirit shall be bathed, all right, in heaven upon Idumea. They shall reign upon Idumea. Just literally paraphrasing it, because it's going to take the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua for these missiles to hit its target. Because as we all know, none shall return in vain. You know what I'm saying? Continuing on. Oh, that's the spirit. It says none shall return in vain.
That's spirit.
All right. I didn't even know it was going to say that part, but that lets you know that when these missiles or these arrows get shot over here, none shall return in vain. In other words, it's gonna get the job done. You know what I'm saying?
Do you mind going to verse 10 and 11?
Continuing on, verse 10. Excuse me. It says, in Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord Yahweh. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of my heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer, if I'm saying that right.
Oh, heifer.
Heifer at grass, and billow as bulls.
Yeah, because they took down the tribes. Man, we go on and on. They took down Judah, Benjamin, Levi. Mm-hmm. They sent the Native Americans. They sent about 500 of the Native Americans over there to Spain and different parts of Europe and the Caribbeans. They conquered the Native Americans, so they got fat as a heifer. They got fat full of pride. You got it, bro.
Oh no, I was gonna say, don't forget about Issachar. How they pushed Issachar off his land. You got it.
Yeah, Issachar had a lot of land, and then they got fat. So then after that, they took down the French, which is in Daniel 7. They took down the French, the Spanish, and the British. So after that, they said, hey, we're gonna take over the whole world. That's why you see all these Air Force bases in the United States. So they got fat, but they forgot that the Lord is in control of this, man. And Chaldea was known for the witchcraft. You see the witchcraft, man. Like I told this brother, I went to go get a sub sandwich yesterday. I got a whole transformer making me a whole goddamn sandwich, man. I'm like, man, what in the F is going on, man? This whole witchcraft of I feel like this way, I feel like that way, I feel like I can do whatever. I seen a picture, not too quick, but the witchcraft is so heavy that I seen a woman that was married to a man. She said, I love being pregnant so much that I am renting out my womb for $40,000 a year. So she's letting you know that any man can run up on this woman. That's the witchcraft that's going on. You got men that's right now, you got two men that's dealing with the same woman. That is completely off. That's the whole thing in America right now. On top of the whole wickedness, you got more wickedness being on top. So the ancient Chaldeans were known for witchcraft. And the Lord said it says that Chaldea shall be a spoil, all that spoil her shall be satisfied. Because these nations got spoiled to this wine and philosophy that's going on. You got people in these other countries that want to be transformers and eat McDonald's, man.
Yep. And
I have to say, man, Salaki, man, like, when I think that things can't get much worse, I'm like, that was just so super bizarre. Somebody said that, like, I like being pregnant so much and I'm renting out my womb, $40,000 a year. That is one of the most bizarrest things that I've ever heard in my life, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, damn, this place really gotta go. Babylon really gotta go, because that is wicked. That is so wicked, man.
I mean, it get worse than that, man. Because I was just recently, not to go off topic though, but I was just recently watching a video that a brother had shared on YouTube where they had like the Ken dolls getting pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And they had kids playing with the Ken dolls and it being pregnant and, talking about how, he breastfeed and things of that sort, man. So things can't get any worse, you know what I'm saying, than what Esau is out here pushing his agenda, man. That philosophy, that way of how people and these other nations, they don't want no part of that, man. They don't want any parts of that, especially Russia, man. Vladimir Putin, them Russians, man, don't want anything to do with any of that sodomite stuff, and China too as well.
Yeah.
Well, Africa, they own they passed a law saying that if they find out you're a sodomite, you get put to automatic death sentence.
That's right.
Yeah, rightfully so.
These other countries, they tired of the bull crap of the United States, man. They're not right. Damn, man.
I have another one.
I got a precept.
Oh, you got it, bro.
This is Obadiah, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. And it says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. And that's talking about Babylon. And it says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. So, what we're seeing the other nations really show how much they despise this place and how they despise the people that have been in power for such a long time, because they're openly showing their disdain for Babylon now. They're openly showing their hate. And the Lord said they are greatly despised. So they're not going to show any mercy to Babylon when they run up in this place, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got it though.
So
Yeah. Oh.
no, you got it, bro.
Yeah, you're right, bro, because that's the whole point of prophecy. All right. The whole point of it is this. There's going to be a point of time that every other great nation that all of us witness, all of us see and know of, is going to come against Babylon the Great.
Right.
You know, I had a quick one right quick.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Going back to Jeremiah 50 and 14, getting straight to the point. It says, "Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about." Okay, what sounds like a what? A war tactic. Anytime you surround somebody, that's something serious. Okay, it says, "Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow." So everybody who has the capability to flip that switch, all right, to hit that button, all right, to launch some type of missile. The Lord is actually setting all of this up. It says what? It says that ye bend the bow, shoot at her. This is an actual command. The Lord is like, anybody who have this capability, have this type of instrument, this type of device, shoot at her. It says, spare no arrows, for she have sinned against the Lord. It's so bad that the Lord look at this place like, man, this bitch sinned against me. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, make her a desolate, destroy her. All right, that's how serious it is. Okay, and that's not a normal thing to see Transformers. It's not a normal thing to eat GMO foods, but we do these things. We see these things. Okay, this is why this prophecy actually has to come to pass, because it's going to make things right. You know.
Hey, and just speaking to your point, bro, the Lord hate this place so much that He don't even want it no more. He don't even want it. This place is never going to be inhabited again. It's going to be a place just for desert creatures, man. Lord, like, I'm not bringing this place back to life. I'm not resurrecting this place. Every other place in the world, you know, is going to come back to life. It's going to be restored, so to speak. But Babylon the Great is always going to be an eyesore forever and ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Because the foundation of it was built off of blood and lies. Actually, can I get that for you in Nahum?
Go ahead, bro.
Okay, Con. This is Nahum. This is Nahum 3, and starting at verse 1. Mm-hmm. It reads, "Woe to the bloody city." Was represented.
All right, now which city was bloody, man? Which place was established by blood? Every single facet of the establishment of Babylon the Great was set upon blood. He came over here to the Native Americans, bloody. When he went and got Jake from the west banks of Africa, bloody. Sustained it through blood. What? It's only been 12 years of peace since Babylon the Great has been established? 12 years of peace. Everything else has been bloody. Go over here and bomb this nation. Go over here and bomb that nation. You know? Because Babylon that's all Esau does, man. But you can continue on, bro.
Con. Woe to the bloody city. Starting back Nahum 3 and 1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. And that's
everything is a lie.
Yep.
It's like everything is a lie, man. Everything in this place is a lie. There is no truth. You got to dig. How is it that you got to dig deep to find the truth of something, man? To get down to the bottom of it. Because Esau has everything wrapped in so much confusion. And then, you know, when you start to figure the truth out and understand the truth, he goes in and he makes lowering the truth illegal. Like what he doing with how he's changing the books over in Florida, erasing slavery out the books, saying that they learn useful skills. You know, trying to change the narrative and stuff like that. Oh, they got useful skills, so that's why that happened. They gained something from it. What? So, and then now that all of this information is coming out about him, what he about to do? He about to cut the internet. Okay? Because as it says in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, the 16th verse, it says that he has shame for glory. He doesn't have nothing to show that he established anything in righteousness. So when you look back at his history, it's all shame. Oh, damn, he did this. Oh, dang, he did this. Oh, dang, he did this. Man, you just got to go. So it's shameful. And it's even shameful to him, because if it wasn't, he wouldn't be trying to hide it. But you got it out.
Con. Yeah, that was on point. Going back to verse 1, it says, "It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not."
Yeah, they still telling you lies about July 4th. Now they give you Juneteenth. Now they're gonna give you. We going into the out season now. They're gonna give you Halloween. They're gonna give you Thanksgiving, which people call Thanksgiving. They're finna lie to you. They're finna give you more deception about how America is fighting for democracy for a country. They're just taking the resources and freaking the people out, man. That's all they're doing. And people believe this shit, especially you fucking don't tread on me Edomites where we stay at. Where this brother stay at? There's probably a bunch of don't tread on me Edomites with that yellow flag with the snake on it. Don't tread on me. The scriptures talk about surely our fathers have inherited lies. You so-called white people have been lied to too. You know what I'm saying? It's time for you devils, you two-time losers to wake up as well. The chickens are coming home to roost.
Right.
I got a quick one to back up the brother Anah, because all these devils do is lie. When I say these devils, of course I'm talking about you, Esau, first and foremost. All right, which is your nationality for you so-called Caucasians or so-called white people out there. But this is Psalms 55 and verse 21. It reads, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. So he'll give you a good little talk, He'll let you know what's up. But there's a thought in his mind that's embedded within his spirit that he just want to mess your whole life up.
Yeah.
That he want to kill you or do any type of harm with you, whatever the case might be, because there's levels to this, whether it be great or low. All right. He just want to do some type of harm to you. Okay. Like, think about it. Texas, even though, we may not talk about it a lot or actually go to the actual company who, do that type of ordeal, but it harms us in a way because we mention it, just for, a little example. But it said the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So he'll look at you right in your eye and smile, shake your hand, do deals with you, or whatever the case might be. But behind his back, he's holding a sword or a knife because he has war in his heart. He don't want to see you succeed. He don't want to see the Lord's people succeed. Remember, this is the same group of individuals that got finessed. All right, read the story about Jacob and Esau. He got finessed at the birthright. Mm-hmm. So you really think he loves having us around? No, man, he hates us. But we took what was his, but he hated it anyway.
And I got a quick precept.
Yeah, that's all I had.
Sluggy, I got a quick precept. This is John 10:10. It says, the thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Right. So, man, as the brother had mentioned, man, Esau, he's coming to kill, man. He's that thief, man. All right. He's the one doing he stole the Israelites, all right, which consist of Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes. He stole the land, all right. He tried to steal our heritage. He did a lot, man. All right. All right, he's taking everything from these resources from these lesser countries, man. All right, and he's killing and destroying family way of living, man. The household, how life is supposed to be ran. He's destroying everything, even down to where the brother had mentioned, man, where the fishes are drowning themselves, man. He's destroying everything. Everything that this devil touched is being destroyed, man. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, the animals are tired of Edomites. You see otter attacks, shark attacks. Mm-hmm. You see bear attacks,
bird attacks,
lion attacks. The whole world is tired of the Edomites, man. That's why you see the earthquakes and uproars of the people, because there's a transition being made. That's why Esau got to hurry up, because like it goes in Revelation 12:12, he got to hurry the hell up, man. He's already being exposed by the prophets first and foremost. He's being exposed by the other nations and your own people. Even your own women don't even like you. You see the white woman now. Back in the day they was accusing us of rape. Now they just fully with it. Once you go black, you can't go back.
That's right.
You see, your own woman is against you. You slowly enter into the curses of Deuteronomy 30:7. So you got to pull that trigger, nigga.
Mm-hmm. Right. I got a quick one, and this will probably be it for me, because I brought it out. This is Habakkuk 2, and I'm going to start at verse 4. And it says, behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgresses by wine his philosophies. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and to heap unto him all peoples. You see that? So this devil, he can't do right. His mind is not programmed to do what's right. It's only what's wrong. He can't stay in his own business. This is why he's all everywhere in the world messing with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Setting up garrisons or military bases in other countries, got U.S. embassies in all these other countries, so he can have a foothold in there, so he can go in there and have a reason to do what he do. You know? And it says he enlarges his desire as hell. Everywhere he go, he turns it into a hellish condition. It becomes a place that is very hard to live in. Okay? It becomes very difficult for the indigenous people of that place to live when he comes. All right? It becomes hell. And it says, and is as death. Death cannot be satisfied. Death always wants more. And that's Esau. And that's why in the next point it says, and cannot be satisfied. Because he's a black hole. He just consumes and consumes and consumes. Do you know, somebody brought this out. They said, do you know how immoral you have to be to make $1 billion in your lifetime? How much money, this dude got trillions. And how much money, how immoral you have to be to make $1 billion. Just to put that in perspective. And, the numbers may be a little bit off, but they're around, they're close. 1 million seconds is 6 months or so. 1 billion seconds is 35 years. There is a huge difference between 1 million and 1 billion. A huge difference. And this guy has hundreds of those, trillions even. So how many people did you have to oppress and put into a hellish condition in order to get that type of wealth? Right? So quickly. This wasn't wealth that was amassed over, a long period of time. This was a very short period of time. You got somebody like Jeff Bezos who just popped out of nowhere 15, 20 years ago, and now he has hundreds of billions of dollars. Bill Gates, hundreds of billions of dollars. You got all of these philanthropists, but look at all of the people that they oppress and the countries that they oppress, taking their resources in order to establish that type of wealth. Okay, they create hell and death no matter where they go because they cannot be satisfied. But I got it.
Bob Kashar, if I could say real quick, Salakia, I was going to say to land back on what you were saying about it, he creating these countries as hellish conditions. I believe so. If somebody not too long ago put up a video of you could see the before and after some of these nations that Esau get into, man.
Like
before, like Libya and Afghanistan and certain other nations that before he get in there, like Iraq too. Before he get in there, man, these nations were actually flourishing. They was actually doing well all by themselves. But when he got in there after a couple years, man, it looked like a third world country, man. It looked even worse than it was before he got in there, man.
Mm-hmm. You got that saying, I do it in a jokey fashion, but it's actually a real deal. Concerning like your health and stuff like that. They say if it's white, it ain't right. When it comes to like sugar and things like that. But I'm applying this to like Esau, man. Like when he come around, man, just know that he don't mean good things. He means bad things, man. Bad business. You know what I'm saying? You got it, bro.
Yeah, that was pretty. Unless y'all brothers had something else, that was pretty much all I had.
I got one more. Since we talking about this man Enterprise, which we know is about to miserably fail. Because Yahushua is coming back to put chains on you devils, especially Klaus Schwab. Man. All right, Job 20:23. Because we're not coming for these two-time losers, man. All right, we're coming for the top heads, man.
Big heads, man.
All right, starting with the Lord. All right. Job 20:23, when he is about to fill his belly, when he's trying to fill his NWO, he's trying to under his Georgia Guidestones, we got tore up last year. She's trying to reduce the population of 500 million. That's part of the Lord's plans, not yours, nigga. It says the Most High God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he was eating. these devils are already divided anyways. And then you have the scriptures say that Yahweh Shai is not gonna meet thee as a man. So you can do what you want to do, but it's not gonna work. We already know it's gonna be more lockdowns and more pestilence and whatnot. Lord will not hear that long, but it's about to fail miserably, man, because it says it in the scriptures. When he thought, he's about to fill his new world order, he's about to set that napkin down and try to inherit the blessing that he can't get because it's already set up in the scriptures. Then it's gonna fail on him, and he's gonna be head first into slavery, and he's gonna be in that continuing employment, like it says in Ezekiel 39 chapter. So y'all better get ready for work. You better look at some YouTube videos of some Mexicans doing some work, nigga, because that's what you about to do.
Yeah, you better figure out how to condition yourself.
You better get it how you live.
Up, down, down, up. Do a couple of little tricks and exercises, man. Get right, because you're gonna consistently do labor, man. For Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and the elect, Lord willing, will be a part of that number.
That's right.
Yeah, so unless y'all brothers have anything else, we can go ahead and close out by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kadash. Double honors to our elders, the apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us and teach us well. I pray that those that watch this video were edified. Until next time, brothers, we say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.